There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
Everybody's a victim.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Hello?
You might be my next victim.
All right, so I'm sitting here. Oh, thank you for joining us. First of all, this is victim number 3, I think. Yes, victim number 3. No, I'm sorry, victim number 4. Excuse me. Wow, I'm old, dude. For the video cast. But I'm sure none of you guys know the person sitting next to me right now. There's no way. My dude, my bro, Kevin. Our fame was It's a Horror Podcast. Yesteryear. Um, we shook some rugs. We got some people excited, and dude, it was such a good time, man. Like, I don't know, I miss you, I miss this. So when I got this going, I was like, yeah, I gotta have Kevin on to chat it up and see what's up.
Yeah, of course, man. It's an honor. All the history we've got and everything. I'm kind of excited to dig into it. And it's been quite some time. I'm trying to think of the when we filmed the last episode. Was that like
2020, I
2020?
think. So right in the middle of COVID, I think is when we kind of, because we had a lot of shit going on, and work and all this stuff was going on, and we just kind of decided, hey, you know what? Let's just take a break and we'll come back, and shit happens, water under the bridge, and then here we are now. So seems like a lot of people I used to know. We kind of had a little break, and then now we're all kind of coming back together. We kind of got our shit together, and we're coming back and just rocking and rolling. So.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But yeah, like I said, it's good to see your face, man. It's been a while, so we chatted on, on the phone and stuff like that. But yeah, it's
Such a sweetheart.
I try. But I hope some of our old listeners are watching right now, so they can kind of catch some of our things we're doing, because it's stuff we did on the show and our lives and whatnot. And I really hope that that's nostalgic for everyone. And also, before we go any farther, too, as you'll see, I got a new mic. My old mic was literal poop. It was like I went outside and I looked around for a dog taking a shit, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be perfect." And I just like stuck a stick in it and put it right here. I was like, "Huh, that sounds great." So I apologize for the horrible, horrible audio on my end. But really, this show is about the people sitting next to me. So, it was all about them. So what I was saying didn't really mean much anyway. So, as long as you listen to them, that's all I care about. So, but yeah, new mic, new me. No, that's New Year's. Anyway, here we go. Let's hope it works out. What was that again?
I said, oh, we only got a couple more months till New Year, so it's you know.
Dude, I'm telling you, this year has flown by. I'm talking
Mm,
like, but
yeah.
but I'm gonna get right into talking about the show. So, it's a horror podcast. Man, it was such a good time. The birth of the show was, I think we talked about it a little bit on the show too. We kind of birthed from, you and I both were talking one day, and I was, we were like, well, is there any direction you want to take the show? And I'm like, I've always wanted to do, like, I was watching the Eli Roth History of Horror, and I was like, it'd be kind of cool to do countdowns and stuff. And you go, dude, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
right, man.
Yeah, it was so organic too. And it was just like, I remember it was obviously your brainchild. And you approached me, I remember back in 2016, 17, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And yeah, it just came along so organically. And that was the beautiful thing about it, was that we knew exactly what we wanted to do. And we both agreed on everything, like the setup, the outcome, just, it was beautiful. And then, just throughout time, we also got Lily on board to, model for us. And that was the coolest thing ever, man.
hmm
And it was such a great time. And I always looked forward to doing it, man. It was such a blast.
Yeah, dude, it was like just preparing for the show. We would set up for the next week, and we would talk after the show. We record the show, we would have a little meeting after the show and go, all right, next week we're doing this, and we need to knock out this, and this, and we would just get together, and you would get all the information about the stuff, and I kind of get the stuff ready for the transitions and the intro and stuff, and we come together and just have a great time and knock it out, and it was a great time, dude. Um,
Mm.
I fondly remember those shows, and just I'll listen to some of them. Some I'll just pop them in sometime, listen to them. So, um, actually referenced one in the last podcast I did. So with Desmond Flicks, talking about what was Psycho, the Psycho, I guess retrospective that we did. So yeah,
Oh, dude.
it's still out there. So yeah, if you guys want to go check it out, we're on. No. Well, I guess I had all the shows up on our YouTube channel, but something got screwed up with that, and I had to delete the whole channel because the whole channel was all fucked up. I may do it again though, just for in case something may come about. You never know. We've been teasing something, but but you never know what's going to come out of us. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not toilet wise, but podcast wise.
Oh, it's a night on my end.
Yeah.
Bro,
Painting the walls, huh?
yeah, yeah. So I mean, just kind of like looking back, what do you think was your favorite episode?
I mean, I'm biased. I'm fucking biased, dude. The Scream
Oh,
episode was definitely my favorite. Um,
yeah,
okay, let's put that one aside because we all know that it's my favorite. So, barring that episode, honestly, I think like our second episode we ever did, like it was we did zombies first, and then it was it vampires? I think.
I think it might have been vampires. Yeah,
I think so too, because it really didn't matter what it was. It was the fact that we got one under our belt and we knew what we were, and I say we knew what we were doing. We had a direction, and it was like everything kind of came together on that second show.
yeah.
The audio was better, everything was better. So it was like I was falling in love with doing the show. So that moment, I was like, this the second show was like, yeah. So how
Yeah.
about for you?
Oh man, it's very very easy for me to decide. It was the slasher episode that we did that we filmed together in a shitty ass hotel room in Kansas City. Uh, that was our second time meeting, I think, because
Yeah.
we first met in Cincinnati,
Yes.
Horror Hound. That was a fucking blast. And
Mhm.
then obviously being able to film the slashers episode was iconic. That and it was so fun to do the all the preparation for that. And I think for all the new people listening, I guess that don't really understand like what we did. Essentially, our first season, we went over a genre of film: zombies, vampires, clowns, what have you. And then we would do research on the history of it. We talk about the history of the genre, and then we would count down our favorite films within the genre. Second season, we did. What did we do the second season? Was that directors or was that the third?
No, it's third. So second was the franchises.
Yes, and then second, we did the same thing with franchises. We would break down franchises, talk about the history. We would count down our favorite films. We'd obviously rib each other for our favorite ones. And then
Yeah.
third was directors, where we would talk about that director's filmography and we'd rank our personal favorite of their films. And man, it was just such a blast. And looking back, the clowns episode was super super fun. I had fun researching the history of clowns. And so man, I mean, yeah, every single season I have a favorite episode. It's been a blast all the way through.
Yeah, dude. And I caught that little pun you had there with the room in Kansas City.
Yeah,
No one
yeah.
knows except us, man. That's all us. But
That was wild.
that was a crazy. That was because I literally drove up that day and went to Crypticon, and I drove up, got there that morning or whatever, and then we met up at the hotel or motel and went to the con, hung out, did all that stuff, came back that night, did the show, and literally I left that same night. Like I drove back. It was like middle of the night. I was like, just drove back. But
Crazy. How far was that from you too? Because you were from Nashville, so
it was like 6 hours, I think, 6.5 hours. So it wasn't too bad. But
uh,
maybe more than that.
still,
Maybe it was like 7 or 8.
man.
Yeah. It was a drive, but worth it. Completely worth it, dude. We had a good time and met a lot of cool people. And yeah, I'll never forget meeting Dee Wallace. Dude,
Mm,
that lady, holy shit, dude. She just walked up and just like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What's your name? And I was like, hi, you classic ass actress, dude. Like you're
yeah.
a freaking horror like icon, and you're just sitting there talking to me like I'm just, part of the family or something. But dude, that was so cool.
Well, that's the great thing about horror conventions too, is that you realize how genuine a lot of these people are. You see them on screen as like villains and monsters and these terrible people. Well, except Dee Wallace, I don't think she's ever played a bad person. I'm sure she has at some point, but you connect with them, and then they're so grateful that you enjoy their work, and looking back at that specific convention, yeah, we met Dee Wallace, Danielle Harris, Bill Moseley, Sid Haig. That was just a couple months before he passed, actually. So that was great to see him. Michael Berryman too, and yeah, we oh, that's when we met Mark Boone Jr. too. Oh,
Dude. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Holy shit. Yeah, that was tell us the story about that real fast.
yeah. Okay, so that's the only negative celebrity experience I've ever had at the convention, and I've been to over a dozen now.
Mhm.
Um, Me and my girlfriend at the time, we were big Sons of Anarchy fans, and obviously Mark Boone Jr. I can't remember the name. Bobby, I think was his name in the show. Um, so he had like one person in front of us in line, right? And it's me, Wes, and my girlfriend at the time, Rachel. We walk up to him, kind of like all three to him, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what? One at a time." Like as if we were like bum rushing him, like as if we're like these like massive fans of him, and it's just like, okay, relax, it
Yeah.
just we're not fucking bum rushing you. Like we're three people and there's nobody behind us. Like, and then so my ex's favorite movie at the time was American Satan. So she had a DVD of it for him to sign. So she hands it to him and he just looks at it and he's like, "You really like that piece of shit?" And then we're all just like looking at each other and we're like, "Dude, like you made this movie, whether you like it or not, you should be proud that there's fans of it." And it was
Exactly.
just and it was and it was the first person that we went to at that convention, the first person we walked up to, and it completely tanked her time, and it was such a bummer. I felt so bad, but I mean, other than that, everybody was great, so that's good.
Yeah, that I just remember I looked at Rachel and she looked at me and then she looked at you and we're all just like, we're like looking around going, what the fuck just happened? And
Guy, like, who does he think he is?
I mean, he's a good actor, but like he's been in a few things, but like he's not like it, he's not one of those like A-list actors, So yeah, and like I said, for him to kind of scoff at that movie, I'm like, dude, that movie was like a part of your repertoire, like if someone likes it, you should be like, thank you for liking my movie, not, oh, you like this piece of shit? Like, I don't, yeah, I kind of lost it after that for him. But I remember Bill Moseley, Michael Berryman, and Sid Haig.
Hmm.
And they were all signing autographs. I think we were in Bill Moseley's line, and they were all just talking back and forth in that line and laughing and carrying on. I looked at all of them. I was just like, wow, like this is so cool just to experience this, you know?
Yeah.
But like and in talking to Bill, I talked to Bill about what was it the most like one of the shittiest movies I've ever seen. Was it was like the Expendables of horror, Death House.
Oh God, that was a piece of shit.
Dude, that movie was actual crap. And we were talking about that, and what do you think about Death House? And he's like, well, it was a movie. I was like, yeah, it was something else. He's like, yeah. He said, all of us were just like, let's just do this, get it over with, and just move on. And he said it was good to hang out with everybody and shoot, the movie with everyone. But other than that, it was like, well, I just wanted to get over with it, and we just thought it was way more than it was. And it is what it is. We were all excited for that movie. I want to find out who actually likes the movie and ask them why. Why do you like to, subject yourself to something that shitty? I just don't
Oh yeah,
understand it.
like
It
Death
wasn't
House.
the
Let us.
acting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us know, but put in the comments. But like, I don't know, man. I can go on and on about the movie, but we'll let it pass because that movie is just actual crap. But and it sucks because they're all great actors. But um,
Hmm.
yeah, man, that was a really fun time, and so getting to meet Sid was a huge plus for me because, like I said, I got to meet him before he passed, and um, yeah, it was just a very lucky time, honestly, because a lot of people, are missing out on that because he was a really genuine soul. You could tell he wasn't feeling good, and he was just kind of he was just talking kind of like this and kind of just head down and kind of just but he was still just cracking jokes and just having a good time, and so Sid,
Hmm.
you miss your brother. Um, but yeah, man, back to the podcast for a moment. Um, I don't know. I really what I loved one of the most things about the podcast I love the most is when I would do a transition and I would play for you live on the show, and to hear your reaction to that was just it did my heart so good every time because you were like my biggest fan at the moment, and I was like, I really want him to like this. I really want this to go well, and no one else was around. It was just you and me, and I was like, if it's tanks, like I'm gonna fucking know it, But every time you were just like, man, that was so great. That was a good job. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, man. You never cease to amaze me when it came to like your edits and just putting things together. And like I mentioned, you being the mastermind behind the show and all the work that you put into it definitely showed. And just putting those edits together were so badass. And it was exciting for me, like a little kid, because I'm like, just I was so excited to be a part of what we were doing, and I was just so excited to like hear like the things that you were doing, like the things that you've made, and it was always so much fun to just listen to that.
Well, it was fun to make. So, but like you sound a mastermind, like you would bring this just plethora of information of the directors and the actors and the this screenplays and just everything, all the history and all the little things that people might not know about. And I learned a lot from you. I learned a ton about horror movies from you. Yeah, I knew general stuff, but like you would bring those tidbits of information that really kind of uh took it to the next level, and I'm sure, and I always loved hearing on the comments on the stuff or whatever. People would be like, "I didn't know that about this movie, that this happened and that happened." Thanks, Kevin, for enlightening us. And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man! We're bringing it all, man. We got the smarts, we got the looks, we got the sound. We're all together, But
And hell yeah, no, it's so funny because like I don't know what it is about the way my brain works, but I could tell you very specific things about just like the history of horror movies and what year every movie came out and shit like that. But I can't remember what I had for like dinner yesterday. Like that selective memory. I don't know if you're the same way or anybody else out there listening right now, but dude, it's such a strange thing.
Well, I'm going pushing 90, so it's like, just remembering what my name is half the time is hard to do. So, for you to bring all this stuff out, dude, it was like, and some things, and what amazed me the most is he would come out with like this obscure date for when like the movie premiered in Germany or something like that. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? You're like, oh man, just do it. I'm like, shit. I'm over here like going, oh, the movie was good. And you're like, well, back in 1935, they had the first info. I was like, wow, what did he just say? So yeah, we're definitely the brains behind the operation. So
Yeah, man, we were a great team, man, and it's just always fun to come together and put our heads together and throw some jalapenos into the chili and see how it always turned out. You know what I'm saying?
dude, I love that. I haven't heard that in a long ass time, dude. Oh my God, jalapenos in the and of course my pill and pudding cup are still just right here after the show, man, ready to go.
Yep, got it ready.
But like so. Like I said, so the history came about of the show. It came about from History of Horror with Eli Roth. Is that show still going on now?
Oh man, I think the fourth or fifth season just happened, like maybe within the past year, and I don't know if he is planning on doing another one. I did see his new movie coming out though, and that looks fucking great.
Dude, I'm so excited about that. Like, we have a few Thanksgiving films, Motor Rage and what's the one with the killer turkey, Thanksgiving?
Thanks, killing. Ugh, jeez. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. And then I love how we used Feast for our Thanksgiving retrospective for the what was it, the franchises or whatever we did. I thought that was fucking amazing. So
Yeah. Um,
that series is nuts, but it's just great fun. So um but yeah, man, Eli brings it hard and he brings it fast and and he finishes off and you're just like, "Oh, I'm satisfied. That was nice,
you
Eli."
always left satisfied.
Yeah, always satisfied. Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of that, I believe, because it looks great. So I haven't watched too much of the trailer because you know me, I hate trailers. So I want to catch just a few, little snippets of it. And what I saw was just like, wow, like I don't want to ruin anything else for myself because I love to be surprised about that kind of stuff. So I'm sure many people have watched it multiple times and can tell me all about it. But I'm like, I just want to walk in there to that theater and just be like, well, it's in theaters, correct?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Good, good. Let's say I hope it is because speaking of theaters real fast, dude, I got to go see House of Thousand Corpses in the theaters on Sunday night.
How was that?
Dude, that was fucking amazing. Like I've seen the movie a million times, but like to sit there with other fans and listen to them react to the stuff on the screen dude, it was fucking awesome. The scene where uh, Otis walks out and Walton Goggins being the sheriff or the, whatever is on his knees, with his hands behind his head. He was
Mm.
out with that gun and stands there for what feels like eternity.
Yeah.
For like the first 10 seconds, complete silence. Complete silence. It was fantastic. I was like, wow, this is great. And then someone's like, do it, do it, do it, like
Do
that,
it.
And we're like, do it. It was just like we're chanting this in the theater. Oh, dude, it was an amazing experience. So yeah, it was really fucking cool. But
Sure.
yeah, but yeah, but going back, trying to think what I was thinking I was saying before. Um, but yeah, just and I guess just talking about making the shows and stuff and going through. Oh yeah, a history of horror. Um, but yeah, like that. I love that show. I love watching the first couple episodes of that. And when we decided we're going to do that, I was like, wow, there's so many possibilities with this, and I still have notes on my phone for new episodes for that. Just either new seasons or continuing episodes from the season we kind of took a break from. Um,
Yeah.
but and if anyone doesn't know, if anyone hasn't visited our Instagram in the past few months, there was a little post, just a little post with three little black dots.
Mm.
Just to throw that out there, because we like to tease. We're good at teasing.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
um, if you're watching this right now, which you should be, if you are, you're going to get a treat because we are in the planning stages of possibly bringing it back. I don't want to give a 100% on it because you never know what's going to happen, but we are shooting for this to happen, and I'm excited, and you're excited to do it again, and
Mm.
I really, really just and if it let's just say in case it doesn't happen, uh, I'm just glad that we had the chance to do what we did and to
Yeah.
have the history, and I know you said it before, you just love doing it. I love doing it, and to have that already in the books and already out there for people to enjoy, that makes me happy. But if we could get a chance to continue this, dude, I'm ready 100%, and I cannot wait to get fucking started again. So
Oh, absolutely, man. And when we released that teaser, I had a bunch of people hit me up and there's like, "Are you serious? Like what's going on?" And you don't want to say anything's going to happen for sure, because I mean, well, I'll go ahead and say for everyone listening, what's really holding us back is me. I'll completely own that. I've been having a lot of like mental issues lately, just depression and anxiety and stuff, and I'm just really trying to own in and be the best person I could be for myself, for Wes, for this product that we've created to be able to continue in the best way, shape, and form. So um, if you want to yell at anybody for It's a Horror Podcast not being back already, that's me. I'm sorry, but but
dude,
I can't wait to hop back on the hog again, man.
yeah, I mean, like you said, we all go through things, and for you to understand that and to go, you know what, I got to get my shit together. Like that's huge. So, and I'm rooting for you. I know everyone else is rooting for you too. And well, we all want you to be your best self, no matter what that means. With the podcast, without the podcast, and doing whatever you're doing in life, we want you to succeed, and I always want you to succeed, either without me or with me or on the side or in the bed or on
Mm.
top. I mean, anyway, yeah. But yeah, I just really want you to succeed. However,
Oh, mwah,
Oh, dude, the kiss. Let me lean in.
mwah. Such a sweetheart.
I try. I try. No, like I said, and like I said, there's no rush. I want to get this right. I want to do this the right way. I don't want to just rush a product out there. I don't want to just start doing something and then it kind of have hiccups and whatever. I want to get this down. I want to put a good product out for the people that want to hear it and see it because we're actually going to go full YouTube when we come back. Um, so yeah, I think there's definitely uh, a lot more we can do with that. We've been talking about a few things to add to the show that I think are going to be really fun. So if you were a fan before, I think you're going to be even more of a fan later because we're going to take what we had and elevate it by 100 and make it just the best experience that you've ever fucking had in your fucking life. So if
Hell yeah.
you're not listening to our show, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Classic.
Oh man. But yeah, so thinking back on the franchise, starting out the franchise shows is so funny because we between the first and second season, we took about like a 3 week break, I guess, something like that. Wasn't that right?
Something like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah. And we were gonna do Child's Play with the first episode. And we sat down. It's funny because at the time I was in between places to stay. I was at my mom's house at the time, and didn't have a really good place to record. And I hadn't figured out that I could go to my office yet and use my office as the recording. And went to my my ex's house, and like they were out of town at the moment, so I was like, I'll just use their house. House. And, we recorded the episode, and we decided this brilliant brainchild of ours is to go, hey, let's just change up everything and try something totally new. And I think I saw that episode, which is really funny because I kind of want to release it like on a Patreon someday. Just like, here's what we tried to do, and you'll see why we didn't release it because it just wasn't us. But
Yeah.
we finished doing it. We even finished the episode.
Probably. I
I
would have
think,
imagined tried to power through. Yeah.
yeah, I think we did. But after it was over, I remember what you said. You go, dude, you didn't like that at all. And I was like, I didn't either, really. You go, let's just redo that shit. I was like, all right, let's do it because yeah, I don't think that's the direction we need to go in. Because it was funny because you know, because we thought, okay, people are going to want to see something fresh. I mean, there's something new. They want, we don't want to do the same old shit. But then as soon as we did the new shit, we were like, people aren't going to like this at all. Like, this is a bunch of old shit.
Yeah. There's
But
definitely some tweaking we had to do, but hey,
yeah,
we landed right on our feet. So
we did. But that was, I need to go back and find that episode. I'll send it to you so you can hear it too. Because I listened to it after the fact. I was just like, wow, like, what were we thinking? Like, you look at what people have done in the past with like directing movies and stuff, or even writing movies, and they change everything up, and you're like, "What are you doing? Like, why change? Why reinvent the wheel? Just fucking do it." And we've tried to do that. And I'm like, "Oh, I fell into the same damn trope." Holy shit!
well, it's funny because I completely even forgot about that. So yeah, I would definitely love to hear what we tried to do.
Yeah, I'll put my hands on that and send it to you so you can check it out. But yeah, I will definitely be putting that on a Patreon possibly soon. So if you guys want to check that out, you may want to throw a buck or two our way just to get some behind the scenes shit. So no, I'm not pandering, I promise. But yeah, but that second season was fun to go through all the franchises and it was the major ones. It was Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Child's Play and Scream and we even did some obscure ones too. Like we said Feast for Thanksgiving and we did Silent Night Deadly Night for Christmas and we really tried to mix it up and make it fresh and like some good salsa and um but yeah, man, just I keep going back just the nostalgia I have for it, just thinking about all the times we had actually getting the recording out, and it being audio. Of course, I think about now. I try to do things when the camera's in my face, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. They're watching me. I can't do that. Okay, I can't do that. Oh, what the fuck? I'll just sit like this. I did this too.
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah, because my hands are always doing something. While I was like tapping the thing, or like if somebody will see me like this, I'm talking with my hands, because I can do that with audio because it really didn't matter. But now it's like I'm really subconscious about what I'm doing with my body and the way I look. That's why I have this hat and glasses on because if I took this off, my brain will be showing, and you don't want to see that. So it's tiny, so you wouldn't really see much.
It's the
But
only tiny thing.
oh, thank you, sir. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. I may have a tiny brain, but I really got a humongous. I'm just saying
Eh.
what. Yeah. But yeah, and the glasses stem from the first episode. The way that's set up, and of course, you see the two screens. I'd always be looking down at the person. I hate not looking at someone when I talk to them because I just feel like I'm unconnected. And my eyes kept shooting down. I'm like, that looks stupid. So Taylor sent a video. He had glasses on. I was like, does that work? He's like, yeah, man, it works fucking great. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna find some. I found these at Five Below, and I'm like, this is fucking perfect.
That was
So yeah, and here's my new hat with the new logo. I got the hood put on it. Can you check that out? Peep that.
yeah, sick, dude.
So yeah, yeah, I'm digging this, and it has my logo on the side too. My wife made that for me. Thanks, honey. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the best. Um, yeah, man. So that was the show. Anything you want to add about the show before we tackle something else? But
I mean, yeah, I'll just kind of like go off of what you said, and just like you look back to the nostalgia of it and how fun it was, and it feels like it was a lifetime ago, but also at the same time, it also feels like it was just yesterday, and it was some of the best years of my life, man.
seriously, dude, like we did a lot. Met a ton of people. I remember going to Horror Hunt, Indiana, and we met. Was it Horror Stevie was there?
Who?
Horror Stevie was he there?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
him and the guy that does the Never Like Alone movies as well was there, and
Yeah.
we met them, and of course we met the entire cast of Scream, and but we were walking around with our shirts on. We had our It's Horror Podcast shirts on, and people would recognize us. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like that's nuts.
I still remember that picture we took with that Jason and his little son that was dressed up like Jason too, dude. That
Dude,
was the cutest thing ever.
that was awesome.
Uh,
Uh, still on the page, so yeah, it's still there. But yeah, man, I'll sometimes go back to the Instagram page, just kind of scroll through and look at all the stuff we've done, and we did a lot. Like you really don't. It seems like a shorter time, but in that short, it was a short time. But the stuff we did in that matter of time was a lot. Because looking back to that page and all the stuff we posted, and dude, it's just so much stuff that we accomplished. Not just did, but accomplished in that time was just insane. So, yeah, man, I hope we get a chance to do it again. I hope you know, and I say these things. I don't mean to push, and I don't mean to goad, but at the same point, I know how much it means to both of us, and we really want to get to that point. So, whatever I can do to help you out, and get back to that point, I will. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and we'll just have to leave that history as history, and we want to something else. But you know. And I just noticed something that I have a Halloween 3 t-shirt on, and you have your Halloween poster in the back. I'm putting it on
oh,
my.
that's perfect.
Yeah, that's fucking great. I was like, oh, look at that.
Oh,
Uh, yep. Actually, someone complimented my shirt today. Like, oh, I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. I was like, watch it again because it still slaps as an adult. So, uh,
yep. In our Halloween episode, that was both of our favorites, wasn't it?
it was. Oh, speaking of that, I hit on this last episode with Desmond. I'm sure you've heard, or you may not have heard. A24 threw their hat in the ring for Halloween.
They're trying to throw, or no, I was thinking of Blumhouse, but really? Wow.
What do you think about that?
I love that, man. I would love like an A24's perspective of a franchise. I don't think that they've really thrown their hat into a major horror franchise before, so I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, dude, it's the potential there is huge. Um, and looking back at the history of Halloween, if you want to listen to what we think about exactly, go back to the Horror podcast and check it out. But you know, it's artsy is not something you think about when you think of Halloween, the Halloween franchise at all. Like that doesn't come up at all. Maybe in the newer ones, you could say they were more crisp and the colors were a little more intense, but artsy never comes up as a thought for me. So A24 being as artsy as they can be, uh, I like that thought of them taking it a whole other direction. So I'm totally down, and I'm glad you're totally down for it because that could be something really cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm trying to think of who took on the Crystal Lake TV series. Was that
Who was
A24?
that? I'm gonna have to
I
find that out because I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I know I'm excited for that to get going. I'm obviously ready for another entry into the Friday the 13th franchise because that's my favorite.
Definitely.
Um, yeah.
Well, you know what? If you know, hit us up. Let us
Yep.
know because I'm curious as fuck. Um, but yeah, like I said, it was A24. I am very excited because, like I said, I know a lot of people give A24 a lot of hate, and rightfully so. They open themselves up for that with the movies they make and the perspectives they take. But I'm sure they stayed awake all night crying and sobbing into their pillow about it as they rake in all their millions of dollars. Um, but in the end, um, love them or hate them, they put out a good product. It looks fantastic. The acting's always great. It leaves you with that feeling of what the fuck did I just watch? Have you seen Men?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fuck, right there, case
Love
in
that.
point. Dude, it is sick, and I fucking love it. But yeah, love them, hate them. You got to respect what they do, and I really think that they would really give Halloween a twist we've never seen before, and that's what I want. We've seen so much shit with Michael Myers. But to see this come out, a totally different aspect and totally different way of looking at it would be a fresh start for Halloween in general and for Michael Myers. Even if it's not Michael Myers, even if, like they take it and continue on with the Deborah Hill and John Carpenter trilogy or anthology thing, like that would be fantastic for me too. So
Well, it's just so weird that they're tapping into Halloween. Like, there's so many franchises out there that are begging for a revival. That would be nice to see again. It's weird that Halloween Ends just came out like last year or the year before that. And they're already going back to that well, or trying to. It's interesting.
but here's the thing. Halloween in itself, the franchise with Michael Myers, will always make money. And I mean always. I can't can you think of a time without Michael Myers?
Not since '78.
Dude, I'm telling you, ever since he first came out, he has not stopped. Even on those lulls, he's still hanging around, fuckers in the bushes, just waiting to fucking jump out and slice you. So I can't imagine, I know we saw that old man Michael Myers mask at Hornhound, Indiana. And I was like,
Hmm.
there it is. There's the future right there. You just wait. It'll be some 78-year-old man, going, back in 78, now I'm 78. Holy, I'm gonna stab you now, bitch,
Yeah, I remember. Oh man, I forgot about that. Before the trilogy came out, we were just like, he's gonna be old. He's not gonna be able to do anything. But as it turns out, like with that trilogy, he was the most like unhinged version of Michael Myers ever. Well, I mean, Rob Zombie's version, Tyler Mane portraying Michael Myers was very hellish and very intense too. But honestly, those are my two favorite Michael Myers. If I'm going to be honest, is Tyler Mane and then James Jude Courtney.
Same here, same here. I mean, not to slight the other ones, but Nick Castle's, I mean, it's fucking classy as the shape to me. So, but
Mhm.
talking about, yeah, like the way he played him and stuff, and Tyler and James really did a really good job. Like it's same with uh Garrick Mears for Jason. Did the same thing. They just kind of reinvented and made him stronger and faster. If you think about it, Myers is now kind of, I don't want to say supernatural, but he has something inside of him that gives him that edge. So he could be, kicking ass with a walker, and still stabbing people left and right, just, getting that pill and pudding cup, I'll be fighting his ass for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the opportunities for him to succeed are endless. And I think that even if they went to reboot in the fact of continuing the series but making it something different, they could still get away with it. So people are still gonna love it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm honestly, and a lot of people hate new entries into franchises. I know you weren't the biggest fan of Scream and all the newer movies of those, but in my mind, and I know that this isn't like a new opinion I'm sharing, but like new entries into a franchise have never deterred me from like appreciating the old ones. And a lot of people think that if a shitty remake comes out or if a shitty sequel comes out, that it tarnishes kind of the legacy of the specific franchise. And I totally get that point. I do, but just personally, in my opinion, it's not going to like tarnish what the original films accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
True, true. You're exactly right. You're exactly, and that's that opinion you say. I'm sure it's been said before. I'm sure it's been said, but not by many people. So because people, the new horror fans, not to slight anybody at all, but being an older person and growing up with this stuff, and you're how old are you now? Like
29,
12 or 13?
yeah, 13 and a half,
But you're how old?
29.
29. So yeah, you're almost to 30. So, you've been through a lot with horror over a long period of time back before it was even like mainstream. So, I think most of the new horror fans they just want that payoff so bad that they just do, they bowl through anything they can get through just to get that one movie that gives them that good payoff. And they go, oh, that's it. That's my movie right there. But there's so much out there to enjoy, from older franchises, from single one-offs that have had impacts on movies going forward that they just refuse to even acknowledge. And you bring it up, they're going, "Ah, it's crap." How do you know? Have you given it a chance? You may have
Yeah.
watched it, but did you watch it with an open heart and ready to receive the savior that is horror films? I mean, come on. Um, but yeah, I agree with you on that, and it's an opinion that should be shared with more people. So I'm glad you said that. That brought up a really good point, and I'm really glad you said it. So, um, but again, not to slight anybody, but all we're saying is, I think you and I can both agree that giving older horror or franchises or single one-off movies that have not had a chance to really uh, be put out widespread should be looked at um, with a different lens and you watch this new stuff with it. Because if you look at it the same lens you look at the new stuff through, it's going to be shit. It's gonna absolutely be shit. But you have
Yeah.
to view it as I'm appreciating it for what it was and for what, at the time and what they, doing a short film for me, especially, I respect it more. So I'm going, the conditions they had to deal with, not as much money, uh, dealing with practical effects, dealing with war weather. I mean, it's just everything. You have to really, and like case in point, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, you know all about that. And listen to what he has to say in our podcast about it. But those were some grueling circumstances around that film with the weather and the heat and all that stuff was just crazy. So to put out a product like that with all that shit behind them and interfering with what they were doing, I still don't know how they put that out. And same with Jaws, especially.
Hmm.
So it's frustrating sometimes talking to newer horror fans, but at the same point, I got to stop and go, I'm not them. I'm old as fuck, and I've got to take a step back and go, you're just getting into this, and if you want to take my advice, fine. If not, that's also fine. You enjoy what you want to enjoy. I'm not a gatekeeper at all. I don't say, oh, you can't like Scream unless you like this, like that. No, like it for what you like for, but don't tell anybody they can't. Just be like, yeah, it is what it is. I disagree. We can talk about it, have a good discussion, and move on. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like to kind of bounce off of that, growing up in the 2000s, I started off watching a lot of like the remakes, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff, and I really loved movies from that era, Hills of Eyes. And then I slowly started working backwards. I got into 90s movies and then 80s movies and then 70s and then so on and so forth back to like silent horror movies, and it's a lot of people I think would really benefit if you are a horror fan, just give the older ones a shot because you you garner a new appreciation and you see what set the precedent for the future, and it's so cool to see like the progression of where horror ended up and from where it started. It's really cool.
that is so true. Yeah, that's well said. Very well said. Because like I said, I wish more people would take that time to, like you said, start new. Start with what you like. Don't try to go back and watch old shit that you know you're gonna like. Start with something you like, and then maybe look back on some of the stuff directors done before, and use that as a springboard to something else that's a little older, and keep going back. Now there may be a point to where you reach where you go, okay, this is my point. Let's say mid '80s, '85. That's my or '84. Let's say that around the street. That's where I leave. That's where you lose me. That's great. You have done your homework. You've done what you need to do to broaden your horizons, to look at what else is out there. Not if you just don't like them. Again, that's your perspective, and that's your right. Um, but if you can go back and appreciate the older stuff, it opens a whole new world for you to enjoy horror from. So it just sucks when people just don't even go, no, I'm not going to do that. This new stuff is all I like, and that's all I care about. Or I'm just an '80s fan. That's it. 80 to '89. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. Like you're missing a whole bunch of cool stuff. But
Yeah, there's definitely that clash from the old fans to the new fans, and it's like, man, we're all in this together. Like we all love horror, whether you like the new stuff or you're stuck in the old stuff. It's like, I don't know, there's a lot of appreciation to be found in both, in all, just appreciating all of it.
dude, seriously, you're exactly right. Horror is, and I listened to someone talk about horror and how it's different than the genre. It was John Turner talking the other day. He's like, it's just a whole other aspect. The community is just so supportive, and not just the fans, but the actors as well, and the directors and the producers, and all of them. We all just kind of get together and we all just agree that this is what we love, and we want to support each other in our love for this. No other genre or movie can say that. Basically, a lot of hate from someone I used to know, and they would say horror is just a movie. It's just a genre movie. Why does it matter so much? I'm like, you obviously don't get it. You don't get
Yeah.
it. If you got it, you wouldn't say that. Horror is my lifestyle. I mean, you can tell I wear the shit all the time, and I watch the movies, and I'm a cosplayer for Ghostface, and everything I do revolves around a horror. Other aspects of my life, of course, but I mean, look at you. You're wearing your Stack shirt. Fucking love that shit, dude. The
Yeah.
posters.
Yeah.
Your movie collection, is probably 90% horror. Um, but like, it's something that we really identify with because I think horror gives you that escape that makes you appreciate your life a little more. Going, well, at least I'm not being killed by some mass killer or haunted by some ghost or hanging off a cliff from some. So it's like you go, wow, they have a lot sweeter than I do. So it's it means a whole lot to more people, I think, than we even give credit horror for. But
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well said.
thanks, dude. I appreciate that coming from a much younger lad than me. I give my wisdom out when I can.
Yes.
Um, so okay, so moving on from the show a little bit again, be looking, be looking for us. We could pop up anywhere. Seriously, like this could be one of those things where one day you're just like chilling online, or you're scrolling through Instagram or wherever the Facebooks or the interwebs or whatever you're going through. I just say these things don't sound important, but there comes us up on your screen, and we're back, and you're going, "Holy shit, I wasn't ready for this. I think I just soiled myself." Um, put on your depends. Just be ready at any point. So yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just want okay. So you watch a lot of horror. I asked Desmond last time. What was the last horror movie you saw?
Ooh, okay. I just watched a movie called Villains yesterday. It's from I think like 2018-ish, somewhere around then. It's got Macon Monroe in it. It's got fucking Bill Skarsgård in it. It's awesome. It was about like Bill Skarsgård and Macon Monroe are like kind of fugitives, and they just go around like fucking shit up, and then they break into this like old couple's house, and then like the tables are turned on them, and it's like who's the bad ones and who's the good ones, and that movie was fucking awesome. Have you seen that one?
Not, but I'm a big Skarsgård fan, so I'll definitely check it out. So, and I think I actually heard about it. Someone posted on Instagram about it, I think a while back, and I was like, "Huh, it's interesting," but I never really. I thought it was not a horror film, so now that I know it's horror, I'll definitely check it out. But
Yeah, for
did you see? I'm sure you saw Barbarian.
yes, uh-huh. Totally.
Dude, that movie. That's one of those movies where I went into it expecting something totally different and got a pleasant surprise. So
Yeah, wild.
that movie is fucking crazy. So yeah, I'm very very pleased with that movie. And Justin Long is he is the most hated person of any movie. Man, I'm telling you, like with Tusk and other movie, dude, he can play the best dick ever, and he just kills
Yeah,
every time.
he's a
Um,
scream.
seriously, dude, yeah, Scream King he is because he is just, yeah, he's one of the million, man. Um,
Mhm.
oh, cool. Well, I'm glad I asked you that because knowing you watch a lot of obscure stuff too. So, uh, a lot of stuff you would share with me all the time. I'd be like, "Oh, I've never seen that before," and I'd watch it, and that would, like, again, totally open me up to new things. So, if you have a friend that likes obscure horror, hold on to that friend because they're going to change your life. Fucking, I'm telling you.
We're out.
Yeah. So, well, cool, man. That is awesome. I, I think we just watched there's the Fall series. We're going to watch Saw 10. I want to go see it in the theater before it goes out, but who knows what busy shit going on, but um, that is one crazy ass franchise, dude. Like we didn't do that one, did we?
We had to have.
No, I don't think we did.
Really?
I want to say we did. That's one of the ones I think we were going to do, and we decided not to because we had 20 different episodes we had to squeeze into that season, and I don't think it made the cut, honestly. I think at that moment we were like, I think it was a little too covered, so we didn't want to do anything that was actually too mainstream, which probably good. Probably, I think it was a good decision on our part. Um,
Yeah,
But if we ever do come back, we need to rehash a few of those shows and bring some of those back, and that's definitely one we need to do because that is a good one.
big time.
Have you seen 10 yet?
No, I haven't. I've been wanting to check that out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. So, I didn't know. I won't say it because I won't run a review, but there's an aspect of the movie that I didn't know about until someone like just said it out loud, and I think they kind of teased it in the trailer, but I don't want to give it away if no one knows because I don't want to ruin it because I was like, it was going to ruin it for me, um, but it looks really really good. I'm really excited to see it. So. Um,
Mm.
Yeah. Um, well, I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to bring up. And again, with our history, hit horror podcasting before that, just kind of hanging out and talking and sharing and stuff. And um, Instagram really brings people together in a weird way. Um, I remember, and I think like you posted something and I liked it, and then I commented, and you commented back, and it was a more of a it was more a fishing comment because I wanted your input on something, and you kind of replied back with a good comment, and I'm like, cool, and I think I DM'd you. We started talking through DMs, and I showed you my dick, and then you showed me yours,
Yeah.
and uh, that's
Well,
how
that
we
was
kind of
2015, 2016,
yeah.
maybe
So
around then.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm trying.
your name was Shape of Revenge, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Yes, sir.
was.
I still remember that.
That stemmed from I used this shows my age right here. I used to do custom MySpace pages.
Yeah.
Um, Dude, that was a lot of fun because back then, like that was the shit. And to totally be able to change the entire layout around was something that no one knew really how to do. And I didn't know how to do either, but someone had a page, and knowing me, I like to dig deep into shit. So I looked at the source code and was like, what is this thing they have added in here? Like I want to try that out. So I copied it and looked through it and stuff and was fooling around with it. One day uh, uh, like the little about me section, you kind of type in what you want to do in there. I put it into there and then refresh the page, and it changed everything. I was like, holy fuck, like this. Okay, I was like, oh damn, here we go. I was like, here we
Oh,
go. But I had done a page with called The Shape of Revenge. It had Michael, Jason, and Freddie, and had some cool shit on that page. And where's MySpace died out, RIP MySpace, and um, and Instagram came along, and I wanted to kind of do stuff on Instagram, and everyone had these cool names. I'm like, man, my name Jerry Hall sounds like I'm so white, like I need something good. And I was like, oh, I remember back in my MySpace days, if I'll just pull that out of the woodwork, but it just didn't fit. And then, of course, me being so old, I was like, wow, old man Ghostface, that sounds so much better. And do you remember
uh,
my changing my name as well?
yeah. Uh-huh.
But what were the final? Remember the final four names?
Uh, Dallas, Nashville, Wes, and I don't remember the last one.
Jason.
Oh, okay. Yep. Uh-huh. There you go.
But the one that won out, of course, was Wes. And the person that put that in the ring was mom. So
Was
yes, dude. I think it was right in the middle of all of it. And we're getting it started. And I was trying to think of names to do, because I wanted to kind of add some stuff in. And she messaged me. She's like, you've got to put Wes for Wes Craven in there. I was like, it's like, Mom, you're the best. Like that
yeah.
is so perfect.
Love that.
Yeah, dude. She so supportive, and your mom was she's still great. I still talk to her every so often. So yeah, that's why I was asking about him because I care about them, and she was always there to support both of us, and
Hmm.
especially you, man. I'm so glad that you have someone like that in your life to always be there no matter what. So, you
Yeah,
know,
she's the best. She's literally the best.
she really is, dude. Tell her I said hi. I'll message her again and
She
tell her I
told me
love
to
her.
set like actually earlier today. I told her we
Oh
were doing
yeah,
this. I said
sweet,
hello.
sweet. She's the sweetest, man. She's the sweetest. Um, well, cool. Well, I can't think really else to talk about. I think we kind of covered everything. Uh,
I think so.
how big is your dick now? Is it any bigger than it was before?
Smaller. I don't know how
Oh,
it happened.
dude,
I don't know how it happened.
I'm sorry, man. If you need help with that, let me know. I'll take a little trip up to Ohio and
Yeah, come on up. Come
put on
on
a
up.
stretcher. I'll put on a stretcher.
Stretch her out.
Oh man, for anybody watching this going, what the hell just did he just say? Again, you have to know our history. It's just the way we roll. Um,
Yeah. Sexual from the start. I don't know how it happened.
dude, it's so funny because my wife started listening to the podcast. She listened to all of our old episodes, and he's like, "What's the tension between you and Kevin?" And I go, "What do you mean?" It's like, the sexual tension is just it's so much. Like, what do you expect? The guy's a fucking hottie. What am I supposed to sit there and be like, I don't think you're hot. You know, like, should I be worried? I'm like, no, babe, no, I am totally straight. I am completely and utterly,
Promise.
yeah, don't worry about me. I'm as straight as an arrow. You know what I'm saying? So I said,
Straight as a
don't, you
pig's tail.
can't, what?
As straight as a pig's tail.
There you go. There you go. I mean, you can't show me prime rib and not expect me to totally want to consume it. I just don't understand it. Like whatever.
No, if anything, I'm like 2 week old meatloaf.
If
That's what I
that's
feel like.
true, if that's true, I love meatloaf.
Ooh,
Like I
shit.
need some meatloaf all up in me,
Ooh,
or me all up in it, or both. I don't care.
wow. Yeah, you never know. You never know with us, you know.
Seriously, dude. Doing the lives. Okay, so one more thing I want to touch on before we stop is we used to do these lives after the shows, and there was some crazy stuff, dude. Like the things we get into and then we talk about, and the people that would come on there and talk, and
Yeah.
um, just the crazy antics. And we would always kind of just, if something was like, it is what it is, we just kind of, do this and oh, I found the knife, my knife we had. It was
Did you? Oh,
should
nice.
have worn that. I
Nice.
should have worn that.
Classic. Well, that talk about like bullshit, and that reminds me of when we were in Atlanta with Adam, and we just got shit faced, and we're wearing our Ghostface masks. And what were we watching that night? Do you remember?
Oh, shit. We had Whopper Horror come over as well.
That was the next day. Or
Oh, okay,
wait,
okay. Oh, I think you're right.
wait, was that Atlanta that he came to?
Yeah.
Adam?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we
And
did because we
why
were all
was
hanging out, and then you were
yeah,
talking to Whopper, and he was like, you're like, I'm just like 20 minutes, or like an hour away or something like that. And you're like, come on down, man, let's go. And he's like, that's an hour drive, man. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And you're like, dude, just come. Like,
yeah.
fuck, I'm coming right now. And he just jumped his car.
Yeah, that was he was like, "Oh shit, you guys are there?" Cuz I got an Airbnb. I didn't know the area, I didn't know anything. And it was like a really sketchy area. Yeah, man, I didn't know, like I remember we went to like the most ghetto liquor store ever, and I got just like a six pack of Corona, and it was how like so Corona comes in 6 packs bottles, and then they also come in like boxes, right? They cut a 12 pack box in half and had like packing tape around it, and then we're selling those as 6 packs, and it was just like Jesus Christ. And then of course we had to get 40s and Colt 45, and dude, it was oh god, that was a blast.
That was crazy, dude. I saw those videos of us, you mean Adam, just going crazy in our masks. We
Now,
did watch Midsummer, but
oh, that's right. And that weirdo joined trying to get me to send him pictures of my feet.
yes, dude. I
That was
wonder if
wild.
whose live do we do that on?
Probably yours. I think 'cause you had the biggest
Someone?
platform.
I need to look that up and see if I can find that because if we still have that live, dude, that would be fucking awesome. I don't know. I think we were too drunk to save it. Done. We didn't. We did because the minute I woke up the next morning, Adam looked at me and he goes, "You didn't save that, did you?" I was like, "Fuck." Dude. I was like, "Fuck, man." I was like, "Oh, well, that's just for us." I was like, "That's just for us." But
What a wild
good,
time.
good times, dude. Good times. So much stuff happened on that trip too, man. Like that was God. The times we've had together, we could talk about it forever, but like I those are the best times of my life. Seriously, like when I got separated from my ex-wife to like, just now, even just talking about till now, like, okay, no, let's go back. Let's go back. I can't say that because, getting married to my soulmate, that was pretty fucking epic. Um, Before that, those were the times in my life where I'm looking back and going, that was like the time. Like yeah, I can never get better on like the friend interactions or the traveling or the cons or the whatever I did. That was it, man. That was fucking it.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Seriously, dude. I wouldn't change one thing. I know a lot of shit went down, a lot of things happened, and things that which I could change, have different outcomes. But at the same point, I'm like, you know what? I'm here for a reason. Went through it for a reason. I'm a better person because of it. Because of it. So it is what it is. But um,
Exactly. We all live and learn.
true, very true. Well, dude, it's been a blast catching up, man. Seriously, we got to do this again, seriously, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with its horror podcast. And I'm just excited to get some stuff in the works. I have someone working on some art for us, new art. I want to come back with a different feel. Maybe not all different us, but a different feel, a different a more grown up aspect of it,
Right.
So I think you agree with that. So yeah, I definitely think that's just going to be a cool little venture to go on and start anew and see what else we can come up with. Because I guarantee we have some fucking epic adventures ahead of us, dude. Seriously,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure do.
I cannot wait, dude. Well, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, man, I don't think so. I mean, it was a blast. Thank you for having me. Of course, it's an honor. I really appreciate it. I think that's about it, man. I just really appreciate you, and I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, man. Like this is something I wanted to do for a while, just to kind of talk to people in the horror community and kind of just touch base and just hear other people's perspectives on things. And I know you and I have this history, and I'm like, I cannot have this show without having my dude Kevin to add to the spectacularness, think of the word of it. So I'm so happy you wanted to come on and have this little talk and just reminisce and just fucking kick it for about an hour or so. But I really appreciate you. I'm here for you no matter what you need, dude. Just hit me up. You know, I, my life is busy, but it's never too busy for you. So just know
Well,
that. So of
thank you, man. Same goes for you. I always want the best for you, and I'm always going to be here for you.
course, dude. Of course, man. I know that, and it's cool because people say that a lot, but to really know it right here, or where my heart's at. My heart's so old and shriveled up.
It's probably in your ass.
Right on the yeah, that's actually probably right because that's where when you hit it. I mean, anyway, I won't go to that. But no, just seriously though, it just to hear that and really know you mean it means a lot. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's just it's who we are. Well, I think that's all for this episode. Again, thanks to Kevin for coming on. I have a lot of stuff in the works coming up. I got a few other interviews lined up. So actually got podcast on Elm Street for November, so I'm excited about that.
Great.
Um, no, one more thing too. I'm really into short horror films, and I follow I guess a production company, or I'm not even sure what they are. Really, I got to interview them and find out more about them. But called Alter. Have you heard of Alter before?
I don't think so. No.
Dude, check them out on YouTube. They have so many great short horror films. Just going through the whole library is just like I mean, watched like half of it, and I've watched like maybe 50 films so far. So it's huge. Uh,
Good.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. But yeah, I want to get them on and talk to them about it because I'm really getting into the ins and outs of making your own stuff and short horror films and even like the shorter length, the full features, Um, but I really want to get them on to talk to them because I'm sure they have some really good insights and stuff like that. So definitely gonna get into that. So be looking for
Well,
more for new and exciting things coming up on this channel. So again, subscribe, like, share, talk to your mom, tell your dog, just, take a shit in someone's yard and put out like a little sticker that says "Listen to Don't Kill Me, Mr. Ghostface." Maybe if you'd appreciate it.
you could use that, like,
Yeah,
the dog
seriously,
shit.
dude. Yeah, yeah. The mic, and the show. But I really hope this audio is better. Like, and I'm doing this and going, please work. But this mic is killer. So,
Yeah.
I almost want to, try to share how much I can get in my mouth. That's for after the show. But anyway, but yeah, dude. Thank you again, and subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Ding that bell. Fucking ding that bell as hard as you can. Hit it with everything you got. So, all right, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Cut, Casper. That's a wrap.